Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Long day today, long weekend, Sunday night. Lots of rain today, so I didn't shoot outside. My apology. I know everybody likes hearing the birds and seeing the nature background. So I do have this fake tree, so that's kind of close. All right, so today's topic is going to be all changes begin in the conscious brain. All of them. Anything we want to accomplish must start in the conscious brain. So, get to that in a minute. Notice the fact that you're actually safe right now. Look around. Nothing bad is happening. Relax your body. Let your breath take on a natural pace. Even if you have symptoms, nothing dangerous is happening. The symptoms are a false alarm. Remember that. So, all changes that we want to make must begin in the conscious brain. We know that the subconscious controls symptoms. The subconscious brain is the one that determines whether or not the pain is on or off or mild, medium, or wild, right? The subconscious brain is absolutely in control. The conscious brain is not, right? So a lot of people get frustrated when they say, but Dan, I've learned about TMS. I know what this stuff is. How come my symptoms haven't shut off yet? I know what's going on. This is not a conscious process. I know that sounds contrary to the topic here, but we can no longer tell our hand to hurt consciously, and we can tell the pain to go away. Come on, hand, hurt. Doesn't work. So you cannot control your sensations, your symptoms, your pains with your conscious thinking brain. But what you can do is use your conscious brain to teach the subconscious that you're actually okay. When the subconscious brain believes that you're okay, guess what happens to symptoms? They come down. They can turn off. And it happens all the time, right? It happens all the time. Just watch the comments on YouTube, on Facebook. People are reporting positive things. Yeah, there's still some people who are pretty sketched out and pretty nervous and anxious and fearful. But there's a good number of people that are reporting positive things. The people getting the results. I knew I had to yawn. Sorry. And for the person who said, get some sleep, Dan, I will, soon. The people who are getting the results have done a really good job in convincing, influencing the subconscious brain to feel safe. And again, when the subconscious feels safe, the symptoms subside. So while all changes must occur consciously, that's why we do this video stuff and teaching, and there's a course, and that's why coaching works, because we're making the change consciously first. We're establishing a pain-free mindset, one that says, wow, I'm already well. And then as we start to think, act, behave as if we're actually okay consciously, and we do that, here's the key, consistently, guess what happens within the subconscious? The brain starts to believe what we think, act, and show ourselves with our behaviors. It starts to believe it when we do it consistently. Now, if you go from freak out one day to calm the next, freak out one day, calm the next, don't be surprised when on the calm days, your symptoms are still there, because our brain's going, Our subconscious is going, yeah, Dan, you're telling me you're calm today, but what was up yesterday? You were freaked out. Consistency really matters, folks. Matters more than you think. And the people who say, but I was calm for 3 days in a row, it didn't do anything. It's because you were calm because you were trying to get rid of the pain, which means you're still operating from a place of fear. And I know this is super challenging. I know it seems like it's almost impossible to respond calmly when you're hurting or have symptoms that are that severe. Right? Comment below if you say, Dan, you're nuts. This is impossible to be indifferent. Great. Take indifference off the table. I know that's not the first step from freak out to indifference. Not going to happen. Don't even try. Walking around saying, I don't care, all pissed off, that's not the answer. Because your subconscious brain is well aware of your emotional state and your mental state. I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. I'm safe. Your subconscious brain knows you don't feel safe. So think, act, behave as if you're okay because you actually are. That's what this all means. Perceived danger creates pain and symptoms. Safety is the solution. I just did the video a couple days ago. Problem, solution. It is that simple, but it is a heck of a challenge. But if you'd like to make a change and teach your subconscious that we're actually okay, it must begin in the conscious thinking brain. Intellectually know what causes symptoms. Intellectually make the decision that, yep, this and this alone applies to me. Intellectually know there's a solution. Intellectually know that you have what it takes to implement these proven processes, principles, and alleviate your symptoms and pains. Know it deeply, but that has to start here with an intelligent, rational thinking process to go, yep, here's the things Dan teaches all the time, and yes, I am capable of doing it. Now, if you're having a colorful day, guess what happens to that last part? The ability to know that we've got what it takes. Confidence gets a little bit shaken. So what do? We remind ourselves, what causes symptoms? I know it applies to me. There is a solution, and so I'm going to stick with it. Consistently remaining calm in my thinking. And when our thinking is calm, guess what happens to the fear emotion? It doesn't quite escalate as much. Right? So think more calmly, slow your thinking down, remind yourself you're okay. My term for that is calm reassurance. If you can get to indifference and truly, authentically, not care, that's wonderful, but that's hard to get to, so don't worry about that initially. At least focus on calm reassurance. Relax your body and breathe. These are things you can consciously do with your conscious brain to show your subconscious that you're okay. Now, how you respond to your symptoms is a huge conscious decision that absolutely influences the subconscious brain and whether or not it's got symptoms on, up, or moderate, or whatever. There's 3 options for responding to symptoms. Freak out, don't recommend it. Nobody ever got better by freaking out. So freak out less. Next, calm reassurance. Last, indifference. Those 3 things, staying away from freak out, calmly reassuring, knowing you're well, and lastly, shifting your attention towards living your life more, doing normal things. I can't tell you how many times in the comments and messages I get, people say, I woke up with symptoms and I was worried about this and I went to lunch with my friends anyway and I had a good time. And I reminded myself while I was there that I'm okay whether the symptoms are coming or not. And sure enough, I had less symptoms than I thought I would. The brain noticed you're doing normal stuff. And consciously, you are remaining calm and reassuring yourself. All changes happen in the conscious brain. So if you want to influence a subconscious process that seems like it's on autopilot, you can, with consistent conscious thinking, acting, behaving, responding to symptoms calmly, and a conscious decision to shift your attention away from obsessing over your symptoms and pains. If your recovery is a full-time job, you're trying way too hard, putting way too much pressure on yourself. And if you haven't gotten results yet with this mind-body TMS approach, beating yourself up over it and convincing yourself, I'm not capable of doing this, is not really part of the solution. Conscious control of what you are doing on a daily basis consistently is how you influence the subconscious to lower things and turn them off eventually. That's how it works. So I'm going to wrap this one up here. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.